very nice.
You're very nice.
That is one of my favorite tricks that you do. Did you know that?
This thing?
Yes. That's the tail end of Still Feel Gone has that. Like the...
Yeah.
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 It's one of my favorite things you do.
Hey.
So...
Welcome back.
It is actually Thursday today.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
It is.
So...
Happy Thursday.
Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy IRL Thursday.
Yeah. And welcome here to the Golden Age of Gear. This is Joey Landers.
Derek Eastfeld.
That's right.
And,
That's who we are.
Yeah. So here we are. So we're talking about the JHS NotaDumble.
Yes, we are hopping on the hype train because it just came out and I just got mine.
Board.
That's right. I bought the Notaklon the day that it came out, and little backstory on that. So it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks before the NotaDumble came out. We had been talking, like our marketing guys at Revv, we were talking about this idea for this satire video that we were going to do. We had done this video called the Winter Test Facility video because we kept having people ask for a tour of the facility here, and we were like, that'll take like 30 seconds. So instead, we did this Winter Test Facility tour where we rented a hockey rink in the city, and we did a bunch of dumb stuff. Like Dan was dressed up as a Mountie, and like we made it seem like your amp went through this rigorous testing. That it's ridiculous. It's on YouTube on our channel. Go watch the Winter Test Facility
Exactly
video.
what everybody wanted.
Whoa, what the Oh, hey. How are you? Like and subscribe.
Now, we had this idea of, okay, let's do another like satire video where to try to save customers money, we were going to do IKEA-style flat pack build-it-yourself amplifiers. So you could build your own Generator 120, and we were going to have it that kind of like the infomercials of the like 80s and 90s. That it would be like, with the kit that we provide you and just the small list of tools that you can acquire at Canadian Tire or Home Hardware or wherever you buy your tools.
Here's the CNC file.
Yeah, and the whole time we're doing the pitch, the tool list just keeps scrolling. So, and then the crux of it all at the end of the video, Manny was going to walk up to me because we were going to be like, so we know times are tough. We're trying to get trying to save you a bit of money. So this way we flat pack your amp because flat pack shipping is the same. And then Manny was going to come up to me and be like, hey man, we actually get charged by weight for shipping, so it will save nothing. We were like, oh, damn it. So we're trying to figure out, okay, how would this idea work? When are we going to shoot it? We got most of it figured out. And honestly, within a day or two, the Notaklon came out. And I saw the video for it, and I immediately texted Josh and was just like, congratulations on the smartest product I have ever seen done. And the reason why ours was going to be like satirical and a farce. Like he actually made the product that would do that. Like he gave you an IKEA-style assemble it yourself pedal, and it sounded fantastic. Like the Notaklon does sound really great.
Yeah.
So as soon as they sold a bazillion of them. Last I heard, they were over 30,000 Notaklons sold, which is insane numbers. I mean, $99.99, I think is what it started out as. I mean, it's a killer deal for that pedal. Like absolutely check it out. So of course, when the NotaDumble got announced, I immediately ordered a pair of them because I'm like, I want to check them out. And I think they were only $120. Like they're not expensive. Mm-hmm. We actually built them last night on our live stream. So now you guys know when we shot this. We built them on the live stream last night and played them. And I thought it'd be cool for you to check it out and give me your thoughts on how it sounds.
Okay.
So the assembly side of this, there is no soldering involved. Actually, the only tools you really need for this are a Phillips number 2 screwdriver and then a really small glasses size
flathead
for the knobs.
Yeah.
Other than that, they actually make little PCB. Can you pass me the box there, Dorian? They actually designed into the PCB board Might be that box or the other one, whichever one has all the parts in it. Yeah, that one will work. Yeah. And of course, if you haven't seen it, like it comes in the like IKEA packaging.
How do they not get in trouble for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess IKEA probably just doesn't care.
Yeah. So they actually designed into the PCB like wrenches. For doing your plots, and they give you goop, which I didn't bother to put on, so that you can goop the boards. Yeah, really, like
that's stupid. But I love it. I love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I cannot give Josh enough props. And again, the product sounds good. Like so, it's not just a gimmick. It's actually a cool product. So, the NotaDumble. Couple things about it. So it's got essentially 2 channels to it. So there's a clean channel and then an overdrive channel. And you've got your channel switch here. It is interesting, like, I kind of wish this, Bo pointed this out too, I kind of wish this LED would turn on, like, with this. But I guess it makes sense that this way at least you know which channel you're supposed to be on. Also would be cool if this, instead of this, if this was foot switchable.
Sure.
Like if you could toggle between the two or stack the two, because this is essentially kind of a boost, and then this is the actual drive channel. So,
I mean, what more do you want? You put it together with a, come on.
Yeah, I know. It took us, we should have put a timer on it, but it was definitely less than 10 minutes for us to assemble them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
And probably 5 of that was me trying to find a screwdriver to put the knobs on, because all of our knobs are all push on.
Yeah, right.
Because those set screw ones are such a pain in the ass.
They are.
So,
but there's a tool you can get that makes it a little easier, like a little, but it's still annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we listen?
We should. So you're gonna play. Okay. We're gonna start on the clean channel, which again it's a boost.
Okay. So, do you want to hit the volume pedal there?
Oh yeah. So here's your reference tone. Okay.
That's pretty great.
So we can turn the input down, which is kind of more EQ.
Is that like an input cap?
Maybe.
Value thing?
I feel like it pulls bottom end out when you're doing this.
Yeah.
And it gets more full sounding the more you turn it up.
You know what?
Oh. What are you doing?
I'm lowering these pickups because I keep whacking it with my hand. There I go.
Yeah, it's a great sounding boost.
Yeah, it really, really is. And that's that sounds really lovely.
Yeah, do you do much of that? Like, do you do much of just boosting the front end of your amp to get your drive, or is it more...
I'm kind of always, like right now with the setup that I have, I'm always boosting the front end a little bit. I have this Kingsley Juggler preamp that I'm using in, like you can use it to drive a power amp, or you can attenuate the output so that it's more of a pedal. I use it to just ever so slightly hit the front of the amp. So if ever, which is very rare, but if ever I need the amp to just be clean, I can shut off the boost and it's clean.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of why I do that. But my sort of go-to sound is always just a little bit dirty via the Kingsley. And I like it because it's fairly transparent. Like, I mean, it's not transparent, but it doesn't make the amp sound like it's a different amp.
Yep. I will say as a little disclaimer, the D series amps from us, whether it's D20, D25, or your Joey signature one, they take boosts into the preamp unbelievably well.
Yeah.
So like that stacks super well, and pretty much any boost into it does really well.
Yeah.
And it affects it different, obviously, than just a straight like dirt box does, or just a straight overdrive. So, so disclaimer there that yeah, every boost sounds awesome into this amp. So, check out the other channel.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut this off.
Yep.
It's actually helping a little bit now. Earlier we were finding it too bright going into that. Bit of a disclaimer, I'm always riding the tone pot, especially on the bridge pickup, like based on what I'm looking for from the amp. So, you know, if it's wide open, it's going to be pretty extreme.
Okay, so a couple of things. There is an internal bias pot in there that is for either presence or top end, so
Gotcha.
you can pull it back if it is too bright. Last night when we were using it on the live stream, it was actually too dark, so we were bringing in more. So, you know, you can adjust that if you feel like it's a little too much.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about, you and I have both played Dumbles, and a couple of them, and we actually had our first Dumble experience together. It was a special time back at Blackbird with an amp that sucked when we first played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I was trying to think of something like clever to say, but then my brain just stopped working because I got like 4 hours, maybe actually less of sleep last night.
yeah. Yeah, it's, your kid's sick right now too?
Well, yeah, everybody in my house is sick right now.
I'm about to leave for Nashville tomorrow, and through a series of weird events, I'm driving instead of flying now. And my family is now coming, where it was originally just going to be me, and you and Manny and Dorian are going to be down there next week. And which, I mean, this is all afterwards. So several weeks ago, we were all in Nashville together. You know, but when we decided that, like, my wife and kids were going to come for it, because it's actually over mine and my daughter's birthday that we'll be down there. And I was like, well, I'm like, you know, one or two of them, I have 4 kids. I'm like, one or two of them could drive with me if they want, or they can fly. It doesn't matter. And then they all started to get sick. And my daughter June was like, well, I'd like to drive with you. I'm like, you can drive with me as long as you don't get sick. I'm like, because I don't want to be sick when I get there, because we've got video and stuff that we're going to do next week, and an event and stuff. But yeah, my little guy Max keeps like crawling into my bed, and he just sounds awful. And I'm just like, stay away from me. Love you, but stay away from me, you germ farm. Yeah.
Dad,
actually,
I don't feel good.
Actually, somebody brought up, I can't believe that they remembered this, but when I got the Notaklon and we built the Notaklon, I had hand, foot, and mouth because Max had got it when he was like just before he was 3. And he literally like woke me up sticking his hand in my mouth. And
that's how it happens, folks.
Yes. And then I got hand, foot, and mouth. And they were like, oh, this time you're building one you don't have gloves on because you had some sort of disease. I'm like, what? I'm like, what did I have? And Luke was like, yeah, you had hand, foot, and mouth. I'm like, oh, I did.
We got hand, foot, and mouth so many times when Joni first started daycare. Yeah. And because like your body can't build an immunity to it or something, the immunity. Anyway, so it was like every time she got it, I got it.
Yeah,
it was
so
just
gross.
Awful. Yeah. And my dad kept going, you still got hoof and mouth?
Hoof and mouth.
Hoof and mouth.
Nice.
It just does. It sounds like a farm animal disease.
Yep.
But yeah, if you've never had hand, foot, and mouth disease, I don't recommend it.
No, it's not. It's not fun. Anyway, so we played Dumbles together in Nashville. So I have an opinion about this.
Yep.
And I want to hear your opinion first. When you think of it in terms of how it compares to, I'm assuming it's built or designed off of a ODS, not a steel string, like the drive.
My guess is the voicing is inspired by I think as an overdrive pedal, it sounds great.
Yes.
The clean boost side sounds really great. The drive side sounds great. As a Dumble pedal, it's a bit of a caricature for me.
Right.
Like there's kind of like a stereotypical, like Dumbles have this mid-forward, lots of saturation, singing saturation thing. And I've noticed that with a lot of Dumble style pedals is that, you know, and if that's what you're looking for, that's all you need, then this is great. And for the money, like you can't go wrong. It is a great product.
Yeah.
But being in a very fortunate position to have played some Dumbles, some real ones, some great clones, some great amps that are inspired by Dumbles. It misses the mark a little bit in that, but I mean, like that, we're splitting hairs, you know, at that point. The other thing is this Kingsley pedal, the green one that I use, is a really great Dumble inspired style preamp.
Yep.
Built by a great amp builder. So I'm sort of spoiled in that, like, guy who can't afford Dumble but gets kind of close.
That's the next best thing.
Yeah, I'm spoiled in that. So I'm not the greatest person to ask for, like, you know, unbiased, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I am unbiased. I don't know. Whatever. It's not a critique. I think it's great. And for whatever you said, $129 or $119, like you cannot go wrong.
Yeah. So here's what I notice about it.
Like that sounds good.
Yes.
So
should turn the right volume pot off. I would say the voice to me does remind me of how an overdrive special sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would say they're close on the voice. Definitely not like identical, but you know, it's not leaning more to Klon or something else. Like it leans the right way for sure.
Yeah.
And as a like overdrive / distortion, that sound that's in there, highly usable. Again, I agree 100%, $120. Like there's no reason to not own one, in my opinion. And I do think that the clean side of it, for me, is better than the overdrive side, or I shouldn't say, I don't know if I would say better, but I would use that clean boost a lot more going into this. But my go-to is also our tilt boost pedal going into a D20 or a D25. And that's actually my core, like I would say, rhythm gain tone. So I would gravitate towards that with this.
Yeah.
What this doesn't do that a Dumble does, and what makes any Dumble I've ever played different than most other amplifiers, is there's a lot of harmonic information and there is a lot of bloom on a note with a Dumble. And it feels like it's kind of breathing and growing and getting bigger than it should be when you play, you know, not necessarily all Dumbles, but all of the good ones do that thing. And this, like, there's sustain there, but it's not blooming. It's not getting bigger. The Dumbles do it in a weird way that it doesn't like just go to a harmonic. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't just all of a sudden start feeding, like go to feedback. It doesn't just start doing that.
Yeah.
It actually feels like the note like gets bigger.
It feels a little more like you've like it's kind of in the compression, like in the recovery of the compression.
Yep.
To me, where, you know, and that's not like super, you know, normally we speak about that kind of thing in the guitar sort of space differently, but it's in the recovery time of the compression of the tube or of the circuit where that really special thing happens.
Yeah.
Where this thing's not necessarily doing it. But I mean, that's a tall order for You know what I mean?
To be completely honest, I have never played a Dumble style pedal that does do it. I've only played the amps that do it.
Yeah.
Which is part of why they're so highly sought after.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wouldn't say that's why the price tag is ridiculous. I think the price tag on Dumbles is just ridiculous because there's only 300 of them that exist.
Yeah, and you're paying for snake oil, and you're paying for legacy, and you're paying for, hoping that there's literal DNA dripped in it. Like you're paying for other things because lots of people have made amps that are inspired by those circuits that are very special.
Yeah, I've played. Most of the ones I've played are Tremontis. I'm fortunate that Mark and I are friends, and a lot of the time when he gets a new one,
You dropped something down there.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that was Mark Tremonti from the band Creed and Alter Bridge and the Tremonti Project.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. No, I've been fortunate that Mark and I have been friends for a long time, and because we're both amp nuts, that he'll message me and be like, "Yo, I got to try this one. It's serial number this, and this is the best one. If you're in town, let me know and come try it." And he does that with other amps. Like he just got a Larry amp, which is like a German high gain thing. That he's like, "You got to come try this." I'm like, "Yeah, yes I do." But anyway. His it's kind of every time they're all a little bit different. They all do that bloom thing a little bit different, and I feel like that's the thing that ends up hooking a guy like him is this feel on this thing is just slightly different and it's just slightly better. And I mean that's for me. That's what honestly when I'm playing any pedal now too. That's also what I'm looking for. Not necessarily the bloom that the Dumble does, but I have enough pedals that get me the exact sound and the exact voice that I want. It's just how does it feel? And this new thing might feel a little bit different and it could be a little bit better. So I'm going to try that. And, and that's what sends us on the, eternal tone quest for how do you make something sound and feel a little bit different. So, so I would say the name is true that it is not a Dumble because it doesn't do that bloom thing, but the voice is killer. Yeah. And the clean channel on it is really great.
That's really great. Yeah.
So kudos, Josh. Great work again.
Yeah, those guys are great. They got a really cool they got a really cool mind over there. They're up to really interesting stuff that is sort of goes beyond just making pedals. I think it's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a really brilliant way of engaging with the market. From a marketing standpoint, I just think, there's no one else I know that does pedal drops where it's we've got 2,000 units or 5,000 units and they're gone.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, when he did the Lizard Queen and it's a clone of Electro Harmonix pedal, right? Who else gets to clone something else that existed and sell 1,000 of them in a minute or however long it takes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. It's nuts. So,
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Can I do that, please?
Exactly. We're just going to start making Tube Screamer clones here and yeah.
I'm going to sell pints of my blood and old gitch.
How about your jorts? Your booty jorts.
My booty jorts.
Those aren't for sale.
Yeah, no. Yeah. You can't have those, Derek. Hands off my booty jorts. Should we play?
Yeah, and I'd love to know in the comments, which again, I wait till the end of the video to ask. Any of you guys get one of these? And what did you guys think? Why don't you take it
for sure
for a spin?